എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നമസ്കാരം. ഗുഡ് ആഫ്റ്റർനൂൺ. സുഹാസിനി വണക്കം. ഈ സമ്മിറ്റ് ഓഫ് ദ ഫ്യൂച്ചർ 2026 ജെയിൻ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി കൊച്ചിയുടെ ആഭിമുഖ്യത്തിൽ വളരെ ഹാർദവമായ ഒരു സ്വാഗതം നേരുവാൻ ഞാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുകയാണ്. ഒരു ആമുഖമെന്ന നിലയ്ക്ക് ഒരു 2 വാക്ക് മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലേക്ക് കടന്നാലോ?
അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ, എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. സുഖം തന്നെ.
പ്ലീസ് ഗിവ് സുഹാസിനി എ ബിഗ് റൗണ്ട് ഓഫ് അപ്ലോസ്.
കേരളത്തിൽ വരുന്നത് എപ്പോഴും വളരെ വളരെ സന്തോഷമാണ്. സോ ഹാപ്പി ടു സീ ഓൾ ഓഫ് യു. ആദ്യത്തിൽ എനിക്ക് കേരളത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് ഒന്നും അറിയില്ല. ആൻഡ് വെൻ ഐ വാസ് എ ടീനേജർ ഒന്നും അറിയില്ല. ബട്ട് മൈ അങ്കിൾ ചെറിയച്ഛൻ കമലഹാസൻ 1 or 2 Malayalam films എനിക്ക് കാണിച്ചു. So the first time I traveled by train, Mr. Venu, what I saw in the windows was what I saw in the films. I think Malayalam films depicted life as it is. That kind of respect and admiration is what I have for Kerala and Malayalam films.
Thank you.
In my dreams, I never thought that I will be acting in a Malayalam film later on. You know.
Suhasini, you started or you entered the film industry in 1979 as a young college student. You hadn't even finished graduation. You were probably the age of most people in this audience here. How do you look back on that 47 years? All that you have done, all that you have achieved?
Student life is the best in the world. Please enjoy it because it's not coming back. Nobody's going to tell you sky is the limit. Your teachers told you, your parents told you, your tutors told you, some of your classmates also, even though they were jealous of you, they said sky was the limit. So I really cherish my student days. But I opted to work at the age of 17 and a half because I had gone for a shooting with my uncle and my father. And then they asked me what I was doing. I said, I've finished my 12th standard and I joined BSc Physics, but I'm trying to get into the Film Institute. So the cinematographer said, come and work with me.
Okay.
I said, no, but I have to go study. He said, go enroll and then come back. So I enrolled in the Film Institute. And in 1979, I started working when I was just in my first year of Film Institute or graduation. It was work. In my unit, there were 100 people and I was the only female.
So you can your imagine. Unit in the movie you were making?
Yes, in the set with 100 people or 200 people, I was the only female. In my Film Institute also, there were 150 men and I was the only female. So always my professors caught me making a mistake and they always said that our little miss missed the bus.
Miss the bus. For young people, it is not easy to really understand what your passion is, what you want to do with life. You come to university, you join a course, but often you don't follow through on it. You studied BSc Physics, you ended up as a film actress. Is there anything else you could have done? Did you ever think of anything else before movies?
All I wanted was, I came from a very small town, okay? And there were no schools, private schools at all. I went to the municipality school where all the other students came for their midday meals. After the midday meals was eaten, they went back. Only about 4 of us were left behind. I come from that kind of a background. So all I wanted to do was like probably work in a bank, ride a two-wheeler because it was unheard of, and boss around 100 men. I was very particular that 100 men will have to wait for my instruction. Madam. That was my only dream as a young girl because I think when you see the society and you see how women were marginalized in a small town, I think you had crazy dreams like this. So do not have dreams like this, looking at society around and with your perceptions. You do something, not one thing, you do 4-5 things. And you think you're very passionate about something. I was very passionate about being a photographer. I wanted to become the first female cinematographer in the country, which I was. There was only one girl who studied before me in Pune Film Institute, and she died very young. So I remained the first female cinematographer in India.
Please give a big hand.
But when I acted in a movie, and when elders told me, try this once, and I cried, I made a lot of drama, and I said, I want to be a technician. I don't want to be just an artist, or a puppet in front of camera, being a performing monkey in front of camera. That's how you are when you're young. But when you see that you're appreciated for something, that is what you have to pick up. If somebody else has to see what is so great about you, so for that, as students, you have to be open. You cannot hide all your talent only within you. You have to be open. Others have to see and probably tell you, hey, you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4 things. The 1, 2, 4, and 5 are okay, but the 3 stands out. That is what people told me about my career as an actor. I wanted to be only a cinematographer and a director, but people chose or decided that I will be an actor. So I went with the flow.
Suhasini, you have already mentioned your family. You belong to a very illustrious family which has made huge contribution to cinema. Your father, Charu Hassan, even today at the age of 96, once in a while goes for a TV shoot. Your mother at 91, whom you cast in one of your short films, also occasionally appears in ad films. The ad filmmakers love her looks. Party, is it? The roles that she plays. And of course, your uncle Kamala Hassan, the Ulaga Nayagan, who started shooting from the age of 4. Yes. The first movie he had was at the age of 4. And of course, Maniratnam, your husband, who's a greatly acclaimed film director. In fact, I've seen Maniratnam draw huge audiences like any top film star anywhere in India. So how much has the family influenced you in your movie career? And how was it living with them, especially Kamal, as an uncle when you were a student?
It was just fabulous. It's one of the best childhood anyone would have wanted. Because for 2 years, I lived alone with my uncle and my grandmother. All of you know how grandmothers are. They are wonderful. My grandmother was just fantastic. She kind of saw the creative instinct in me, and without even telling my parents, she put me in dance class and music class, which Kamal used to run away from. We both had the same teacher. So when the music teacher came, he would have some sore throat or something like that. So he would make me sit and sing. But I thank him today for the knowledge of music that I have. So whatever I learned about aesthetics and art and cinema, I learned from the best, from my uncle Kamal. But the fact remains, he did not teach me the basics of acting, but he taught me discipline and hard work. I remember his room used to be upstairs, my room was downstairs, and if he had we used to call our shifts call sheets, So if he had a 7 a.m. call sheet and I had a 9 a.m., he would have to leave the house at 6 o'clock. At Madras traffic at that time, let us go just half an hour before. So he would leave the house at 6, and if I were sleeping, he'll come and kick me and say, get up. This is going to be your bread and butter. Don't sleep now. Get up and be there before everyone on set, So whatever I learned from him. And he made sure I learned the technical nuances of the film so that I had a slightly upper hand. I was not baffled by the lights and the camera and the makeup and the, when it goes silent and then the director says, start camera, action, everybody freezes. I didn't, because he kind of prepared me for that. I think I owe all my success to a certain extent to him. And then to my father, who recognized that I should be an actress. At a time when fathers were very skeptical about sending women to film industry, I'm sure it remains the same, because if you're from a very nice, decent family, you don't send your daughters to the film industry. That kind of talk is still going on. But at my time, in the 1980s, it was at its peak. But he's the one who pushed me and said, go, try your luck. If you do well, wonderful. If you don't do well, come back. Study architecture, become an architect, or be a cinematographer. And after marriage, I need to tell you, the motivation that your partner can give is just amazing, Very different from what your uncle or your parents will give you. I would go to Kashmir for about 20 days shooting, and he would call me and ask me, how did you do today? I said, I did well. The director said action, and I did. And he said, very good. But what did you feel? Did you do better than yesterday? I said, no, I think I was doing the same. To do the same thing, you left me for 20 days and went to Kashmir. And we are just newly married. You left me alone 20 days. I'm alone here, doing nothing, just writing my next script, and you are there. Don't you have to do your best? I mean, that was the first time I heard somebody say, sky is the limit. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's going to say sky is the limit they'll go to stop saying that. So enjoy this time.
How lovely a father, how lovely a partner. Huh?
Absolutely, yeah.
Suhasini, cinematographer, actress, director, you're also a producer along with Mani, Madras Talkies. So this summit is all about the future. What does your personal future look like? Where do you want, what are the next steps in cinema? What are your goals?
See, content is the king when it comes to cinema. So you might argue about the way the film is made and what kind of VFX they have used, what AI has been used to generate the image of Vijayakanth in a film when he's not even alive. All those things might change, but in cinema, content is the king. If you've written there is nothing on stage, there is nothing on the page. You've got to have it on the page. So cinema will remain on the page the same. The style will change. The technology might change. But the thing is, I think people's attention span is not for big things now. It's become small, so they don't want to see it on a big screen. They were seeing it on a television, now they're seeing it on their device. That is, it's a kind of a future that you have to be aware of and see how to go along with that.
And life outside the cinema world, your NGO, NAM, you are recently associated with an initiative called N Chennai.
Yes.
Can you tell us about it? It sounds very similar to the purpose of the Future Kerala mission also.
Yeah, when you're young, all you want is success for yourself. And success itself is, you don't know how to define success. Is money the success, or fame the success, or appreciation the success? Because today, most of the most successful people are abused on social media. You can see that. So where is the success in that? The more successful and the richer you are like, people are just saying complete nonsense about you on social media. Is that success? No. You have everything at home, but in the social media, they abuse you. So you really don't know what success is all about. So once you've seen success and you're okay with life, you start looking around people. What can we do to people around you or to the world? Or like this previous session that was going on about energy, renewable energy and all that. So you start looking at that. So I think at some point in our 40s, my husband and I, had this conversation. I'm sure all of you have that dining table conversation. So what next? I think in a very nice household, please leave your gadgets alone. Don't watch TV. Sit on the dining table, have a meal. I think everybody thinks about future. It's only future that will be in conversation on a dining table. So he was saying, what do we do? And both of us said, the only profession where you will be completely devoting yourself to others' well-being is a medical profession. So both of us are not qualified. My sister's a doctor, so I see how she saves lives. So we can't do that at this age. So the only thing that we can do is to start some kind of a charitable trust or an association, get people together to think of what they can do. So my dream was to settle in the most difficult district in Tamil Nadu, which is Dharmapuri. Now it's all come up. I'm talking about 20 years ago. Take up a small place, live there, because I said, I have done enough to make lives of people around me better by giving them white idlis, whiter dhotis, and whitest bed sheets. So let me bring some brightness to people who are in the dark. That was my dream. And my husband said, when are you going to do it? I said, when I'm 50. He said, you do it now. Why are you waiting till you're 50? So that is when we decided that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you don't have to go to your utopia to do something good. You don't have to go to Dharmapuri, live in a hut and help villages around. You can help them from here. This is 21st century. So that is when I think we started something called NAM Foundation. It's for single women because I'll tell you, the Aidwa people were doing a research in rural Tamil Nadu on the state of single women. I'm talking about almost 18 years ago, 18, 20 years ago, and they wanted a donation from me for their research. And I gave them a big check. And they said, no, it's not enough if you give a big check. We will come back with the data, do something about it. So it's actually unbelievable. Only 35% of the single women in rural Tamil Nadu died before their time, whatever, lifespan. They all died very early. It's not because they committed suicide or whatever, just because they didn't take care of themselves. They walked into accidents, and when they had illnesses, they didn't take care of it. So that's when it struck me. There is this, major sector called single women in India, and women don't remarry so much like the men in our country. So that is when I decided we'll do single women, an NGO for single women, not housing them, but hand-holding them and being there, giving them holistic support. So we are 16-year-old now, and everything I do stems from NAM. We have a nice big space for our women, but it's kind of empty in the evenings and some of the weekends. So we thought we'll create a space for free speech. I am in the land of free speech, so you people in Kerala don't have to worry. But in other parts of the world, you cannot say anything if you don't agree with the majority. Majority rules.
We hope at least Tamil Nadu is also like that.
Yes, Tamil Nadu is like that. Tamil Nadu definitely is like that. But, it's an American game, majority rules. I think you all have. If you mix white and black, what color do you get? If the majority says blue, it is blue. Yes, that is how you win the game. So in our country, people are trying to win the game. They are not there for the truth. So I wanted to create a space for free speech. And the second meeting was about civic sense in ourselves. So I called the principal secretary, and he brought in the commissioner of Greater Chennai, GCC, commissioner of Chennai. And when they said the kind of things that are happening in terms of civic, awareness and the kind of debris that we throw in our streets in India, I mean, not just in Tamil Nadu, it's just unbelievable. How much can the government and establishment clear? During Pongal Venu, I had gone to the most busiest business road of Chennai called Waltack Street. It was clean and perfect. It's only the residential area which were all, garbage infested, which means the garbage is coming from houses. And the people living in the houses don't care. They don't have any empathy for the cleaning staff or the establishment that is cleaning. So when we heard that, they said, don't stop with creating sessions like this for an hour and a half, creating awareness. Do something, Do something. Like in Tamil, they say, pesade, sayalla kaatu. That is when we started this movement called Show It in Action. So we started this movement called N Chennai. So the citizens come forward and help the corporations to create civic awareness. Yeah.
ഒരു 5-6 മിനിറ്റിൽ ഓഡിയൻസിനും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ചോദിക്കാൻ അവസരം ഉണ്ടാവും. ദയവായി നിങ്ങൾ തയ്യാറായിരിക്കുക. You talked about the lack of civic awareness in society. You also talked about majoritarianism. Whatever the majority decides is the rule, which has to be challenged, which has to be questioned, about free speech in Kerala or in Tamil Nadu. What about dialogue? Do you feel there is enough dialogue in our society? And what about all the attempts that we often see to try and control the content in creative pursuits when movies are made? The film Mumbai by Maniratnam is an example. Recently we had Empuran 2 in Kerala. What are your views on it, and how do we resist it, or how do we challenge it?
As a youngster, when I was 20, we had this very nice hall in the center of Mount Road in Chennai. And we all used to go and openly talk about what we felt about the changes that we wanted in the society. I don't think today it is possible. It is not possible for youngsters to get together and say, I don't like this. I don't like the way this is going. I think differently, because you're going to be
But
shut
that
up.
is wrong, right? That is wrong. It should
Absolutely
not
wrong.
happen.
So sometimes I feel, even though we didn't have technology, we didn't have equality in society, even gender equality was not there. We had freedom of dialogue. We had the freedom of dialogue. I could say whatever I wanted to. If I said that I don't like that particular style of clothing, it doesn't suit somebody, a normal thing like that, it is now, who the hell is she to talk about it? Who gave her the right to talk about it? So I think somewhere, imagine for dressing, if the freedom is taken away, then you can imagine your perception on society and things like that. I miss that LLA, Chidambaram or Mudaliar, hall, which gave us the freedom. I think the entire world and India has to become that particular hall where I had the freedom as an 18-year-old to talk about. In fact, my classmates, when I meet them, they're all over 60. They all tell me, in those meetings, we used to tell, Suhasini, enough, don't talk anymore, you'll get into trouble. And we tried to stop you. I don't remember anybody stopping me. Today, they tell me. So I think there is no dialogue here at all. There is only lectures, especially in parliament, especially when it comes to politics. It's always, somebody gives a lecture and whether you like it or not, you listen to it. There is no, and people also stopped listening. They are listening to this, which is bringing all terrible information and untrue information. They trust this more than your uncle or your older sister or your mother or your neighbor, that's the thing. I always do a little bit of a workshop about dialogue, because I love it, because that's the best way of communication. How the communication started in so many different languages. This means sit. This means go in every language, isn't it? This means, fear. And this means anger. I think the dialogue started from there. The real dialogue started from there. So from there, how the dialogue developed. If I ask you what is the best dialogue in the world, what will you tell me between two individuals? Come on, go on, tell me.
The famous Socratic dialogues.
No,
Socrates.
no. In a normal world, let's not go to philosophy. That's my son's department, so I stay away from it. In a normal life, what is the best dialogue between two people? It's filled with hope, filled with positivity. Anybody knows? Anybody tell me?
In the audience?
Anybody in the audience? Mother and child? Silence.
Silence.
Look at this generation. When I'm talking about dialogue, they say silence. Just the opposite. So I'm so glad I'm not correcting your paper. So what is the best dialogue? I mean, just go on, tell me, between two people.
I love you.
No, the two people. I don't want the dialogue. What? Between who? Two people. Who are these two people who have the best dialogue? Huh? No, I'm not talking about the dialogue as such. Who are the two people who are having the best dialogue in the world? Friends? Okay, friends. Anything else? Mother and child. Okay. Pardon? Okay. See, again, same, this generation. I want to be isolated. I want to be lonely. I don't want to talk to anybody. They are not good enough for my dialogue. Okay. So it's okay, but it's good answer. Anything else? Your partner, yes. Okay. You're all wrong. It's very simple. The best dialogue between two people, which will always be positive when they start it, might not be later on. It's a person who's building his first home and the person who's actually constructing it. Okay, the man who wants to build or the woman who wants to build their first home and the architect or the builder who's, can you believe it? That is the best dialogue in the world.
Both need each other.
Yeah, they need, because it's full of, it's the first house. They want to create happiness and a future there, like you're talking about future. So that is the best dialogue. Okay, the worst dialogue, anybody? Worst dialogue? Very easy, parliament. Isn't it? So this is how you can go on with dialogue. And when two people are talking, I think there are film students here.
Yes.
The film students are here, no? Yeah, I think you're all there. When you're in love, you whisper. Okay? Hi, what time is it there? Mm-hmm. Is your mother watching? Wait a minute, let my father go. Okay, now we can talk. So when two people like each other, when there is love between them, even between, mother and child, Mama, can you tell me a nice story? It's a whisper. And then when it becomes slightly formal, what's for breakfast? Yeah, today puttu, tomorrow something else, but don't ask me. It becomes like that. And then When it becomes louder is when the dialogue becomes louder. Hey, what are you doing? Okay, who are you to ask me what I'm doing? I'll do whatever I want to do. Then it becomes a fight. People shout, increase the volume of the dialogue when they disagree. I think film students keep people, keep that in your mind, how dialogue works within a scene.
Wonderful. Questions from the audience? Anybody would like to ask? Please raise your hands. Yes, please. Is there a mic which can go to them? Yeah, there it is. Please stand up. And
Hi, ma'am.
can you
Hi.
briefly introduce yourself?
I'm Smita. I'm a writer myself. So we were talking about dialogues right now. ഞാൻ വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നില്ല the best conversation is with oneself തന്നെയാണ് ഞാൻ വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നത് yet. Anyway, my question is like you wrote I have read that you have written the dialogues for the movie Iruvar, and that remains a classic movie of all times. അതിൻ്റെ dialogues എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് it has multiple layers, nuances. So what was your experience like creating those dialogues? Each dialogue can be a caption or a quote for your life.
But dialogue writing also needs control, If you talk to yourself, there is nobody controlling you. When I wrote for Irivar, there were two other people who were controlling me, which is Maniratnam and Vairamuthu. So all three of us actually contributed. The poetry part, the poems were all written by him. I'll give you a small example. The first ever time I wrote dialogues for my husband was in Roja, when Roja goes to the army officer and tells him, I want to free my husband. So this army officer has a couple of drinks, and it's a man's dialogue I wrote, okay? Angry, drunk man accusing a woman of selfishness. That is the dialogue you wrote. So when you write a dialogue, it doesn't mean you would have, experienced it. It is from your point of view. I'm not trying to undermine anything you said, but if you keep talking to yourself, you can't become the drunk army officer who's angry, okay? So that is the first dialogue I wrote. So I had just gone to Kashmir, the previous year, and I saw the no man's land and how so many people guard that place, and they all have frostbites. Some of them have to be in dark rooms because of the snow blindness. You know about it. People from the north would know about this. So when I heard about all this, I used all that in the dialogue, saying that, do you know how many people guard our country in the line of conflict? And they are all struggling, and nobody's there to rescue them, but you want your husband to be rescued? How selfish you are. This is the dialogue I wrote. Okay? Then Maniratnam comes and says, if that had been a minister's daughter, will you say the same thing? He says. So that is power of dialogue. You know what I mean? Okay. Have I answered you? So, yeah, even in Irivar, that is the first time I learned from the best. Then I start writing. Irivar, I wrote the dialogues not because I knew the political demography of Tamil Nadu at that state. The research was all done by the team. So that was not supposed to be my knowledge. My knowledge was the knowledge from the film industry. My uncle started acting in film industry at the age of 5. And I came in when I was 17. I've seen films around me. So what happens behind this camera is something very, very, known to me. So it was very easy. For example, the Gautami's character, her uncle trying to, overpower her. If you remember those are all from what I've seen, what I've gathered from my experience, and how the shooting set happens, and, the actor's mind and everything. It was easy for them to get those dialogues from me.
I still remember Udal Mannukku Uyir Tamilukku. It's a wonderful line.
Yeah, that is
describing your passion for Tamil.
Yes. That's a very iconic line by Bharatidasan.
Any other questions from the audience?
So many hands.
I see 3 hands.
Yes.
Yes, the mic's coming to you. Okay, then.
We have a little more than 5 minutes. Keep the questions short.
Hi, ma'am. Hi, sir.
Hi.
I am Amrita. I am an aspiring diplomat. You had talked about being a pioneer as a woman in many fields, whether it be the first female cinematographer, or being the only female in a set. So, ma'am, you entered this field very young. So, if you were 17 today, what would your dreams be about the future? And how would you face the obstacles that a young woman today would have to face?
Okay,
Thank
this is Suhasini, 17 years. I would tell her, bravo, continue to be who you are, but at some point you wanted to be docile and not react and not be selfish and go with the flow. Don't do that. Fight. Go to the pub with the director, sit with him, put your arm on the chair and talk to him and tell him, hey, let me also have a drink. I don't drink, but let me have a drink and change my character. I don't like the way you've written it. I didn't do that. I will tell them, I've learned a lot from men. Men will do anything to have a great project. Women don't. So I will tell the 17-year-old Suhasini, don't give up that courage that you have today when you were 25.
Please give a big hand. Ladies, fight, fight, fight. Next, I saw 2-3
Not
hands.
even fight. Take your place that is already there, own it. Don't give it up.
Wonderful. This side? We'll take some from here and then come back. Please keep questions brief. The mic?
Can we also have another microphone going around, please? One more microphone.
Somebody
please.
has a mic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, hi ma'am, myself, here. Yeah, myself Indran, I'm a media professional. So, I'll keep it very short. നമ്മൾ മറ്റുള്ള ലാംഗ്വേജസിൽ നിന്ന് ഇൻസ്പയർഡ് ആയിട്ട് മലയാളത്തിലേക്കും ഒരുപാട് സിനിമകൾ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. സോ അങ്ങനെ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് സ്പെഷ്യലി ബേസ്ഡ് ഓൺ ദ ടോപ്പിക് ഡയലോഗ്സും കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷനും കൾച്ചറും കണക്ഷനൊക്കെ എത്രത്തോളം അതിൻ്റെ ഓറ നഷ്ടപ്പെടാതെ നമുക്ക് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും?
ഒരു നേറ്റിവിറ്റിനെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഒന്നുണ്ട്, അത് ഇഗ്നോർ ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ബിലോങ്ങിങ് ടു ദ പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ ലാൻഡ്. തമിഴിൽ ഒരു ജോക്ക് പറയുമ്പോൾ അത് മലയാളത്തിൽ ഇറ്റ് വോണ്ട് വർക്ക് ഔട്ട്. സോ മലയാളത്തിൽ വരുന്ന ജോക്ക് ഒരു അടി കൊടുക്കട്ടെ, അത് ഇറ്റ് വോണ്ട് വർക്ക് ഔട്ട് ഇൻ ഒരു അടി തരട്ടുമാ? നോ, ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് ദ സെയിം. സോ യു ഹാവ് ടു ഹോൾഡ് ഓൺ ടു ദ nuances of that particular region and try to bring something similar when you're doing it in another language. You cannot just translate, you cannot have Netflix having those subtitles. That is not going to happen. I've seen it in my life. You have to be original and you have to be true to that ethnic group, definitely.
Next question. One more from this side, then we'll come.
Yeah.
Where's the mic?
There's a lady there.
Good. Go ahead.
Ma'am, what do you value the most? A strong script or a strong character?
As an actor, strong character.
Thank
But I know if there is no strong script, the movie is going to be a flop. If
As
they
a
pay me a lot of money, I will choose the strong character.
As a director?
No, she's telling me as an actor. As an actor, I will choose a strong character. If they gave me a lot of money, they give me normal money, then I'm saying no. I want a strong script. Sorry, I'm a selfish
So honest.
actor.
Over here, over this side.
Ma'am, can
Okay.
I ask you?
Next, we'll come to the
yeah.
left.
So you were telling me about how you have responded to the director. Can you tell me about your character in Sindhu Bhairavi?
I hated that girl because she was the second choice of the man. And I was only 22 at that point. How can she go and ruin a married man's life was my thought. I thought people won't like it. How wrong I was. I was completely wrong. People loved Sindhu.
Over here.
Hi ma'am, my name is Rajit. I want to ask you, you have seen cinema evolve from strong character-driven films to today's fast-paced content. And based on that, what advice do you have for young actors? What should they focus more on? Is it storytelling or technique or
Don't tell anybody. I also like fast-paced films. Don't tell anybody, okay? Don't tell my peers and all those, people who make art films. But having said that, you can see one fast-paced film, two fast-paced film, and you forget it. But strong character, films with strong character, you remember forever. In the middle of your sleep, you wake up and remember the character. You don't remember any of the fast-paced films. So if you want longevity and bigger impact, it has to be character-based films.
Thank you.
Okay, over here.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Bethia. I just wanted to ask you, out of all the Malayalam movies that you've acted in, which one would be your favorite and how was the experience?
I think I've done many films which are wonderful, but the most difficult film was Adaminte Variyal. I don't know if you've seen it. I play a middle-class woman who has a very difficult husband and a more difficult mother-in-law, and she has a monotony of life and there is no going out, and then she goes happily mad. I was like too young to understand that character, but it's so green in my memories, KG George's film. But having said that, Kudavide is also my favorite film. Manimatturle Ayiram Shivaratrigal. I like that film also.
From the side?
Hi, ma'am. My name is Jyotisha Santosh. I'm an MSc Psychology student. Ma'am, I'm a huge fan of yours. And one thing that stood out to me in your movies was that you've done movies at an era which were always way ahead of its time. Same with Maniratnam sir. You both have given us movies which are way ahead of its time. I myself am an actor, starting out as an actor and a musician, but I find it really hard to, something called script sense. At what point in your career, like you know what is script sense, but I'm a greedy actor at the beginning stage. So at what point in your career do you start deciding what is a better script, and at what point do you start using that privilege?
You do it from day one. From day one. You're only compromising. You know this character is not going to suit you, but you still do it because you're compromising. You'll know from day one. That's an instinct of an actor.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Over here, were there some more hands? Anybody else? Somebody at the back? Okay. No one else then?
I just wanted to, finish up with something about Kerala. ഞാൻ ആദ്യത്തിൽ മലയാളം film ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ I think first 3 films after that, I was coming by the flight and there was a Malayali gentleman sitting next to me. So he saw me. ഞാൻ എന്നെ എവിടെയോ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. So I said, movies? ഞാൻ സിനിമ കാണാറില്ല. He said, I don't watch movies. And I said, okay. So I went back to my book. No phone at that time. Went back. George's മോളല്ലേ? I said, no. കുറുപ്പിൻ്റെ അനിയത്തി. And then, ഉണ്ണീൻ്റെ sister അല്ലേ? I said, sorry sir, I'm an actor. I act in Malayalam films and Tamil films. That's why. See, that has been my biggest compliment because wherever I went, they thought I was somebody who was known to them.
Please give her a big hand. Suhasini, one last question. We have been asking many people, how do you visualize the world of 2051, 25 years from now? How do you think the world would be? Or how do you think India would be? Or Tamil would be?
I think poverty would have been eradicated. I think women will have equal status or even better status. Cancer would have been cured, but autoimmune diseases are coming, so they have to find out something about that. We would have found alternate fuel, resources. But compassion and empathy, togetherness and sharing and being together, I'm a little worried about that in the future. I think that is the area we have to concentrate on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please give Suhasini a big hand and very valuable advice and learning to all the young people here from Suhasini.
What
Thank
a
you so much.
fabulous conversation filled with clarity and grace.